Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. I'm Robert Storms. Got a pretty packed show today. Pretty packed live discussion. I have certain things I want to talk about, and that's not even counting the stuff that you guys throw in that we're going to talk about here today. As you can tell by the topic at hand, one of the main things we're going to be talking about is the Batman villains already confirmed? There are a lot of sources out there saying that the villains have already been picked. They already know who the villains are. Who are the villains? I have my theories. I'm going to go over that. And just want to talk to a lot of you guys, have a nice discussion, talk about my day, talk about, the god-awful Batwoman trailer. I thought the Batwoman trailer started off bad. But let me rephrase that. It started off okay. It ended up turning bad. I didn't go into the trailer disliking it. In fact, last night on the live discussion, I watched it on my phone, right there for everybody, like live. I watched it and I did a discussion or reaction to it right there, and yeah, and I didn't think it was all that bad when I watched it last night, and then when I was able to rewatch it again and I was able to really listen to it with like better speakers, I was like, oh, they're throwing all this little stuff in there. But we'll get to the Batwoman trailer a little bit later on. But let's talk about some other things going on today. I got a couple announcements. Well, I got one announcement, really, and that's the fact that I got a P.O. box now. Many of you guys over the past couple weeks during the live discussion said, hey, Rob, what's the chances of you getting a P.O. box so we can start sending you some stuff? And I was like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to do a P.O. box, but I'll tell you what, if you guys use Super Chat, I will take that money and go get a P.O. box. Well, I have done that. I have kept my word. Despite all the problems I had with my car breaking down, having to get a new car, that car breaking down, having to get tires, having to get the title changed, it's been insane all week, right? I've been on vacation, and I've never worked so hard in my life as I have in vacation. It's insane. But I went to the post office today because today, the 21st of every month, is when YouTubers get their YouTube check. I went to the post office, and I looked at the pricing, and I did get a P.O. box. For the next 6 months, I have rented a P.O. box. If it goes well, and you guys continue to send fan mail in, then I'll renew it for another 6 months. I didn't want to get a whole year right away because I want to see how it goes. If I spent all this money on a P.O. box and I get like 1-2 letters, then it doesn't make sense for me to continue for another 6 months. That's why I didn't go for a year. So here is the address. The address is Robert Storms, P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Once again, that's P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Now, I will have that P.O. Box listed in the description of every video that I do. I have to go back to my channel and edit the about section where it has like everything about me. I got to go post it in there. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But I posted on the community tab. I posted it on Twitter. I posted it on Facebook. I have it in the description of every video now, so it's set to default. So every video I upload will have that P.O. box in the description box. So if you guys ever want to send me fan mail, something you might want me to review on the channel, by all means, feel free. Once again, I got the P.O. box because you guys requested me to get the P.O. box. And I do plan on, I'm going to check it every 2 weeks. I think I'm going to go check the P.O. box every 2 weeks. And if I get steady fan mail, then I plan on the weekends doing fan mail unboxings and openings on the channel. I know there's a lot of channels that do that, like maybe once or twice a month they'll open up all their fan mail on video. I know my boy Cody Leach has done it. I've watched his videos. I very much enjoy those videos. For some reason I love watching the mystery of YouTubers opening these mystery packages. I don't know, but I watch Cody Leach's. He's a friend of mine, and I just find him interesting, so I too would be up for doing that if, in fact, I get enough fan mail to support that. So, with that said, and I will go back to the address again a little later, and we'll start taking some of your live discussions. But first, I want to talk about this Batman thing. So, as of now, we know Robert Pattinson is the new Batman. That has not been officially confirmed, but all sources are pointing that he is in fact the new Batman. Now there are sources saying that they already know, Warner Brothers and DC already know who the villains are going to be. As of right now, they're saying that the villains are going to be Penguin and the Catwoman. Now, I have some reasons on why I think this might be true, and I have some speculation on why I think this is false. One, yesterday I said I think it's a brilliant idea to have the Penguin be the main villain for the first film. For the simple fact that if you guys haven't read this, this is Batman Earth 1, Volume 1, okay? And this is Batman Earth 1, Volume 2. And all night yesterday in the live discussion, I referenced this book. It's written by Jeff Johns. It's a hardcover. It's a fantastic book. And this was basically DC saying, we're going to take our characters and we're going to kind of do a reboot of them and retell their origin story. You know how DC, every 3 to 4 years, they're like, well, we're going to reboot and do the New 52. We're going to reboot and do the Rebirth. But when they do the reboot, their origin stays the same. There's nothing different about it. It's just a continuation. It's not a real reboot. This is, in fact, a reboot. And this book is fantastic. And in this book, we see the Waynes get murdered. We see Alfred, who's a friend of the Waynes, and he's this old veteran. He's not a butler whatsoever. He comes to visit the Waynes, and when the Waynes get killed, he then takes on the responsibility of being Bruce's guardian, and then he takes it upon himself to train Bruce. And I think that's a good role for Jeremy Irons. Also in this book, it's about the Penguin becoming the mayor. He wants to become the mayor. It has Birthday Boy in this thing. It's a fantastic story. I think Jeff Johns knocks it out of the park with this. If you haven't read this, I highly recommend everybody read this. And I think if the rumor is true and they are going to go the Penguin, we know that Josh Gad has been going out on Twitter for the past year or two, handing around that he wants to play the Penguin. I think it's a done deal. I think we're going to get him playing the Penguin. And I hope they follow similar to this storyline. And then in Volume 2, we get the Riddler. Now, let me see if I can pull this shit up for you guys. I believe the last page of the Volume 1 is a Riddler. I believe it is. I don't know. Yes. So the last page of Volume 1 is the Riddler. We see a shadow figure of the Riddler. Okay? Much like in Frank Miller's Year One, we see Gordon hand Batman the Joker card, which was also used by Christopher Nolan in Batman Begins at the end to set up the Joker for the second villain. Well, this book sets up the Riddler as that villain for the second book, and in this book, the Riddler is the villain. Now, Killer Croc is in here, and I want to say Two-Face is in here too, but it's different interpretation of how they did Two-Face. Oh yeah, it's sort of like the origin of Two-Face is in here, but the main villain is the Riddler, and as well as Killer Croc. And I think that's the way they need to go. I would like to see them redo the Riddler correctly, and just do the Penguin. Now, the thing that gets me skeptical about this is the fact that we're hearing that the villains in this movie is going to be the Penguin and Catwoman. And I'm sitting there going, why does that sound familiar? Robert, why the fuck does that sound familiar? Oh, because the Penguin and Catwoman were already villains in one movie before, which is Batman Returns. So if they want to make Batman, if you want to make Penguin a villain, that's fine. You want to introduce Catwoman, that's fine. Why are you having them both be villains again? You did that in Batman Returns. So you want to take the two villains in Batman Returns and you want to put them together again? You can't think of a better pairing. Like I just said, Birthday Boy was one of the killers with the Penguin in Volume 1. Why not Birthday Boy? Why not just introduce Selena Kyle? Why does it have to be Catwoman? Doesn't make too much sense in my book that you're going to have Penguin and Catwoman, who were co-villains in Batman Returns, take over and also be the villains again, another pairing in this movie. It doesn't make any sense. It's redundant at this point. It's already been seen. If you want the Penguin, fine. Add Penguin. Add Harvey Dent. Add a Birthday Boy. Add, start peppering in like the Court of Owls or the Riddler or something. I like the idea of the Penguin. I really do. I think you can pepper in some of the Riddler, set up the Riddler for the second film. But, and I don't get me wrong, I love Catwoman. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was fantastic as Catwoman. I thought Anne Hathaway was amazing as Catwoman. I have, like, you see that Wonder Woman cardboard cutout, right? I have an Anne Hathaway Catwoman one out in my living room, right next to my Scarlett Johansson Black Widow one. And I think it would be great, but I don't want to see that pairing necessarily. If they want to introduce Selena Kyle, that's fine. You want to introduce her, set up for the second film, that's fine. But I just don't see why you would want to redo the same pairing as Batman Returns. That just doesn't make sense to me. So as of now, this ain't officially confirmed, hence the reason why there's a question mark in the title. But it's strongly being talked about right now. And I just noticed something, guys. I don't have my chat up, so I don't even know what the hell you guys are saying. There we go. There's the chat. So I just think it's redundant. This is not confirmed by any means. That's why I have the question mark there. But it is something that a lot of people are taking serious. So I just wanted to kind of come out, give you my thoughts on it. I think the Penguin idea is fantastic. And I just think it could work very well. Now, I see I have a lot more viewers in here now. So I want to kind of rephrase what I said earlier in the stream. Now, I went out today and I got a P.O. box because in the past couple weeks when I've been live streaming, a lot of people are saying, hey, Rob, can you get a P.O. box? Rob, can you get a P.O. box? I want to send you stuff. Can you get a P.O. box? And I said, if you guys donate to Super Chats to give me a P.O. box, I will go out and get the P.O. box. So I got my YouTube money today. I had to go take care of a couple finance problems that I had to deal with because of my car, you know, the trouble I had with my car breaking down and whatnot. And here is the P.O. box right now. It is Robert Storm's P.O. box 1447. That's 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Once again, that's Robert Storm's P.O. box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. And now I have that P.O. box for 6 months. I rented it for 6 months. I didn't decide to go a whole year because I didn't want to have to pay for something if I'm not going to get any use out of it. So if people... We got a super chat coming in from 20 Jackson. I'll give it to you in 1 second, buddy, and then I will get to your super chat. Let me just finish this up. So I only got 6 months for the P.O. box because if nobody sends anything, then basically I just wasted that money on the P.O. box. But if I constantly get stuff sent to me, then I will extend it for another 6 months, and then I would just keep it for a year at that point. My plan is eventually to do fan mail openings on the weekend. I'm going to check the P.O. box every 2 weeks, see what's in there, do unboxings and fan mail readings on the channel. I hope to do that. My buddy Cody Leach has done it. Other big YouTube channels have done it. I find them intriguing. I watched them. I watched Cody Leach open one. He read a letter. Look, I'll try to read a letter. I can't really read out loud. I kind of stutter over my words and stuff. That's why I don't read off a script, guys. But yeah, I have no problem doing that. I think it's fun. But you guys asked me to get the P.O. box, and I did. And also, the P.O. box address is in the description of every video now. I went in the default section, added the P.O. box address. So in every video from this day forward, we'll have that P.O. box address in the description box below. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys for donating in order to give me the P.O. box. It is there. Here's the address one more time. P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Now we get to 20 Jackson, who just sent in a super chat. Mad Hatter, ? Love your channel. Keep up the work. Good work. Thank you so much, 20 Jackson, for your super chat, my friend. Mad Hatter is definitely a way. I definitely an idea I think they could lean toward. Now, me personally, because I have my hopes up for the Penguin and hopes that they would do it justice and really show Batman as this smart detective, I have my heart set on the Penguin. If they decide to go a different route, right, I'm okay with them doing Mad Hatter. I think Mad Hatter could work. The problem is I don't think they're going to be able to sell the public on Mad Hatter. You know what I mean? Like you go up to 10 people on the street, you're like, hey, you guys know who Batman is? Yeah, I know who Batman is. I guarantee you all 10 people know who Batman is. And then like, well, can you start naming some of the villains of Batman? Everybody's going to say Joker. Mostly everybody's going to say Catwoman. Mostly everybody's going to say Penguin. Then you'll get some people to say Riddler, Clayface, Killer Croc. You might get some people start saying that. I think Mad Hatter will be off so many people's lists. Now, does that mean it won't work? Of course not. It could work because the same rules apply to the Christopher Nolan movies. If I would have went to 10 people and say, name Batman villains, I guarantee you none of those 10 people, unless you are a hardcore comic book fan, even knew who Ra's al Ghul was. Right? The hardcore Batman fans know who Ra's al Ghul was. Ra's al Ghul played a huge part to Batman's lineage, and there's mutual respect, and we know that he had a relationship with Natalia al Ghul, and then he fathered a son. So if they can make Ra's al Ghul work in Batman Begins, and I think they made him work brilliantly, I think that they could easily add Mad Hatter. Now, it could work, Jackson. 100% it could work. I'm just saying that I think if you ask the majority of average viewers, none of them know who he is. And I think right now Warner Brothers is in a spot where they can't fail with this movie. Like the DCEU, many people think just because Aquaman made over $1 billion, the DCU is fine, is good now, it's on the right path. That's not necessarily the truth of the matter. They still have to be able to sell this movie to both the hardcore and the casual fans. And you're already kind of at a rough spot by casting Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think it's amazing. I completely just hit myself in the face. I think it's amazing. I think Robert Pattinson's a great actor. I see him playing a young Ben Affleck. I think it would work very well. So you're already at a disadvantage because there are people out there who are ignorant that don't know anything other than him in Twilight. So I think they're at a disadvantage there, so they got to knock it out with the villain. And I just don't think Mad Hatter will be the way to go. Personally, I think the rumors are true, and we will see the Penguin. Now, does that mean we're never going to see something like Mad Hatter or Clayface or something like that? I think someone like Mad Hatter and Clayface is really hard to do. Like, can Clayface and the Mad Hatter carry a whole movie on their own? Like, I like Clayface. I think he's a great visual. But what's really appealing to him that we can have him be in a movie and have Bruce Wayne do real tough detective work? Because Matt Reeves said that he wants to do Batman as the detective because we haven't really seen him as a detective. So I'm not too sure about Mad Hatter or Clayface or Man-Bat or any of those kind of outrageous, villains. I can see, like, realistically, maybe Mr. Freeze. It always bothered me why they called him Mr. Freeze. The man's got a PhD. He is Dr. Victor Freeze. Why don't they just call him Dr. Freeze? I never understood why he's Mr. Freeze and the man has a PhD. It baffles me. It baffles me. It really does. I had another discussion I wanted to throw out there. I had a complete, thing I wanted to say, and I totally blanked on it now. I have no idea what the hell I was going to say. Oh, now I know. So, as I was saying, Warner Brothers in the DCEU is not in the clear as of yet. Just because Aquaman crossed $1 billion doesn't mean it's in the clear yet. Now, I was watching John Campea earlier today, and a topic came up where Sony decided to make a separate studio for all their video game movies. Like Sony, I think it's called like Sony Active or Entertainment or something, whatever it's called, right? And now Studio, even though it's owned by Sony, that studio's whole focus is to produce video game movies. And their idea is, since it's going to be on its own thing with its own people and its own people hired, that it will be able to make these movies successfully because it will be a property in a studio that Sony has done. Now, we know Sony makes movies all the time. Men in Black, I believe they did Neighbors. Sony's a big movie company as well. Oh, we got a big super chat coming in from Walter. Hold on, Walter. Let me just finish this one little thing, and I'll get right to your thing ASAP, buddy. I think DC needs to learn from Sony, right? Because that's why Marvel's successful, because Marvel Studios is a studio of its own. It's not Disney making the movies. It's Marvel Studios making the movies. I think DC needs to look at Sony, where Sony's like, look, we're going to make our own video game studio to make video game adapted movies. Warner Brothers needs to do the same thing. They need to grab Walter Hamada or whoever and be like, look, we're making DC Studios. You guys are out there to make this DCEU work, and we're just going to be the overseers. That's what they need to do. So on to Walter's giant super chat. Walter coming out with some big highlighted orange today, my friend. Batman needs Victor Fask and Penguin. Zaz? Is it Zaz? I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Batman 2 needs the Riddler. I agree so far, my friend. Main villain and Hugo Strange. I agree with that, my friend. Sub-villain and intro into Arkham. Batman 3 should have the Council of Owls with the intro of Robin. You know what, Walter? Oh, we got another super chat coming in from Wolf Cool. I'll get with you 1 second, my friend. You hold on right there, buddy. I actually agree with everything you just said. I absolutely, positively agree. If I was a part of Warner Brothers and I had any kind of pull and I had any stroke over there, I would be like, this motherfucker right here, Walter, he knows what's up. Walter 617, he knows what we need. He knows how we need to set this up, because I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Now, what I'm worried about is there were some rumors earlier on in the year that Matt Reeves went in and rewrote the script because he wants to add more villains into the first movie. I believe there was even a rumor like that the first movie is going to be taking place in Arkham, which I hope is not the case whatsoever. But I love what you're talking about, man. I love it, Walter. Batman needs Victor and Penguin in that first movie. Victor can play like this like sort of like the guy doing the dirty work for Penguin, right? And Penguin is trying to be clean to go run for mayor. Victor is doing the whole dirty work for Penguin. Penguin's hitman. I love that idea. Batman 2, you have Riddler with Hugo Strange. Hugo Strange is a fascinating villain as well. I think that would work so well. And then introduced into Arkham, and then Batman 3 have the Court of Owls introduced in Robin. I think it would. I don't know if you caught my live stream last night, Walter. I think I saw you in there, buddy. But like I said the same thing last night. I was like, you can introduce Robin and the Court of Owls all in the same movie. Now, granted, it's not going to be Damian Wayne. It's going to be Dick Grayson. And then you introduce Dick Grayson. You have Bruce at the show. An accident happens. Dick Grayson's family gets killed, and the Court of Owls are behind it. And then because you can't introduce Court of Owls in the first movie, because the whole idea of Court of Owls is they know Gotham better than Bruce knows Gotham, right? The whole point of the story, if you listen to what Snyder, what's his name? Scott Snyder, I believe it was. If you listen to what he was saying in his interview, he said Bruce knows Gotham better than anybody, or so he thought. And then the Court of Owls came, and it showed Bruce that he really didn't know Gotham nowhere near as much as he thinks he knows Gotham. So you cannot have Court of Owls in that first movie because it's a much younger Bruce Wayne. Now, if this was Ben Affleck, then you could do that because Ben Affleck's been doing Batman for years. But we're assuming that this is pretty much a year one for Bruce. He's very young, very not well trained. It would be ridiculous to introduce the Court of Owls because Bruce Wayne doesn't know Gotham as well as he should right now. But by the third movie, we would assume he knows Gotham like the back of his hand. He knows Gotham so well. So to introduce the Court of Owls in the third movie, Walter, I think is a brilliant. I said it last night. You're saying it, and I think we're on the same page. Introduce Dick Grayson. Court of Owls are responsible for Dick's parents being killed, and we see the bond between Robin and Batman, and it grows, and those two go to fight the Court of Owls, and then that later on leads in to, well, Dick Grayson was the one that the Joker eventually murdered. Because I know in the comic books it was Jason Todd that was murdered by the Joker, but Zack Snyder came out in an interview, I think a few months ago or a year ago, and said, well, actually it was intended to be Dick Grayson who gets murdered. So That would work. That would work. I mean, maybe you don't. I mean, you don't have to introduce Dick Grayson. I think it would be superior. I mean, you can introduce Jason Todd, but I think it would be better if you introduce Dick Grayson, introduce the court out, and I think that's a brilliant trilogy. Victor as the hitman, Penguin running for mayor, being the corrupt politician. Batman 2, you have the Riddler and Hugo Strange. Hugo Strange doing some crazy ass fucking experiments or something. Then it's almost like the way I see the Riddler, it's almost like Jeremy Irons in Die Hard 3, where he's just doing like all these fucking crazy things. And hold on one second, guys. And like Jeremy Irons, like Simon says this, and this, right? And then you can kind of have the Riddler doing sort of the same thing. Planting these bombs all over the place, having riddles, Batman having to think, become the detective in the second film. And then, meanwhile, there's this other kind of story going on where these experimentations or things are happening. And like I said, I love the idea of everything you said, Walter. I mean, that was pretty much my pitch for last night, was Penguin, Riddler, Court of Owls. You went above and beyond, Walter, with the Victor and Hugo Strange as sub-villains, and I think it perfectly fits. I said Birthday Boy only because Birthday Boy was basically the Penguin's hitman in Earth 1 Volume 1, but you can easily substitute that with Victor, and I think it would work even better. Holy buckets of wiener shit. Fucking Lucifer, motherfucker. Buddy, Jesus Christ. Well, we had another super chat from a fellow, but he restricted his message, so I don't even remember who it was or what he had to say. But, gentlemen, thank you so much for your super chat. And Lucifer comes in with a massive 99.99 super chat, $100 super chat. Jesus Christ, Lucifer. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because maybe you just want to see your name up on the chat for the entire discussion. Like, yep, Lucifer, that's me. My name is going to be up there for the entire chat. Maybe you actually like my content, you want to support your channel, but goddamn, thank you so much, because like I said, I have debts to pay. My car has been destroyed, completely totaled out, junked. Had to get a new car, a 97 Toyota, which isn't the best car. That broke down. I had to get new tires. So it's been rough for me, man. It's been rough for me financially this month. So, honestly, dude, seriously, man, no homo, I would suck your dick right now if you were in the same room, bro. But, yeah, no, all serious, no, thank you so much. I believe, last week or something, you donated, $100 too, and then, a week ago, you've been doing it, almost every week, which is insane, bro. It's actually insane. You actually wrote something right here. For some reason, I can't send the super chat if I write a comment? Really? For as much as you donated, dude, you should be able to write a fucking book and send it. You should be able to do a Snapchat fucking 30-second video for all that fucking money you sent. I don't understand that. Really, does anybody else have that problem? When they send a super chat, they can't send a message? For some reason, I can't send a message. For some reason, I can't send the super chat if I write a message. That is so fucking weird. I don't understand. I don't understand why that would happen. A fucking silent K's are like, suck his cock, Rob. It's like, I would, man. I would suck it. I would fucking straight up deep throat that motherfucker. Just like, and I'm probably choke on it and whatever. But, yeah, it's just, honestly, Lucifer, Walter, everybody who donates, thank you so much. I appreciate it so very much. Before I continue with the discussion, once again, I just want to take this time to let everybody know that, yes, I finally got a P.O. box. If you're new to the discussion, you're new to the stream, finally, really happened to you too, Walter? Then how were you able to send your message then? Huh. I know if you use a $1 super chat, you can't send a message. I think it has to be $2 or more in order to write a message. But if that ever happens and you want to donate a message, just hurry up and write donate using super chat and then write your message underneath, and I will hit you for sure. I will definitely get with you. So just keep that in mind. If it doesn't allow you to write a message in the super chat, just send the super chat and then write the message below, and then I will hit you up. But Yeah, so I just want to take this time to let everybody know I did get a P.O. box. A lot of people said, hey, Rob, can you get a P.O. box? I said, look, you guys send me the super chat money. I will take the YouTube money and get a P.O. box. I did that. So for the next 6 months, I have a P.O. box. If you guys send stuff, I will extend it for another 6 months for an entire year, and I will do fan mail opening videos here on the channel. Here is the address. You can send your stuff at Robert Storms, P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Once again, that is P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. So I'm going to go and check that every 2 weeks. So because I don't want to go like every week because I might not have enough to do a video if anybody sends anything. But if you guys want to send stuff, feel free to send stuff. If there's something you want me to review, I'll review it. Just send it. I will try to talk about it. You know, I have no problem with that. Dude, you're not wrong, Queen Dashina. You're not wrong, man. I've been very lucky to have Lucifer there. But yeah, guys, just that's the P.O. box. I'll have it in the description of every video from this video forward. So if you ever need to send me something, you don't know what the P.O. box is, just click on a recent video and it should be in the description. I have it set to default. So I got 2 more super chats here I got to get to. But once again, big thanks to you, Lucifer. Honestly, bro, you are helping me out more than you could ever know, man. More than you could ever know. So Sir Joel writes, I'm hearing rumors about Nicholas Hoult as Superman. I'm hearing all kinds of rumors about Nicholas Hoult. I heard Nicholas Hoult might be Batman, you know? Hold on 1 second, guys. But I heard all kinds of things about Nicholas Hoult, right? I heard that he might be Batman. I heard he might be the Riddler. Now you're saying he might be Superman. I'll tell you one thing. I don't see Nicholas Hoult as Superman. I don't. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I want Henry Cavill to stay as Superman, right? Maybe we all should sign a petition for that, huh? Maybe we should just sign a fucking petition to get Henry Cavill as Superman, but or to stay as Superman. But I don't see Nicholas Hoult as Superman. I mean, I will hold all judgment until I actually see anything and see if that actually happens. But if Robert Pattinson is gonna be Batman and Nicholas Hoult is going to be Superman, are they just not caring about the timeline at this point? Like, because Nicholas Hoult ain't nowhere near as old as Henry Cavill. Nicholas Hoult, I don't know if they're the same age or not, but he looks younger than Henry Cavill. So that just looks weird. That's I don't know. I just can't see Nicholas Hoult as Superman. I can see Nicholas Hoult playing Cyclops in the MCU, but Superman, I don't see it, man. That dude's going to have to fucking gain some serious muscle and weight, man. But thank you so much, Sir Joel, for your super chat, man. Thank you so much for your, contribution to the channel. I appreciate it. We got 20 Jackson come back in with another super chat. Clock King. Ha. JK. Just joking. But seriously, can you explain the Court of Owls? I don't read the comics. I only watch the movies and TV. Okay, so back when DC decided to reboot everything, Marvel and DC has this thing in the comics. Is one reason why I kind of stopped reading Marvel and DC, and I mostly focus on Image Comics now. But Marvel and DC has this thing where after 4 to 5 years, they reboot the universe again, right? I have. Spider-Gwen has like 5 different number 1s, right? Because it's like they start it, do like 4 issues, and they're like, we're rebooting it, and we start back at number 1. Amazing Spider-Man also. It's like we have like so many different number 1s of Amazing Spider-Man because they just constantly reboot it, which makes no sense. It's like we're at issue 750, we're rebooting it, go back to number 1. But when we get to close to 800, they go back to 800. So you go from issue 12 to 800. It's like, this makes no sense. As a collector, it's insane. So anyway, when you're trying to organize your comics, it just pisses me off. I'm going nice line here, and then we reboot, and then it drives me nuts. But a few years back, it had to be like about 10 years now, DC decided to do the New 52. Complete reboot of all their characters, New 52. But the thing is, even though they rebooted, all the stuff that happened prior still counts. Right? Like, it still counts. Like, everything that happened in Batman's past still technically happened in Batman's past. So they never do a real reboot. It's just a soft reboot. It's just like they go back to issue number 1 for no reason, but they never really go through it. But what I think that DC did was brilliant, and I can't take credit for this. This is because Scott Snyder came out in an interview and talked about it, was DC wanted all their characters to get new villains. Right, and everybody, like you can use the Joker, you can use Clayface, you can use all that, but for the first story arc, you all need to make your own new villains up, right? Because it makes the writers and artists be more creative. So I actually started, because I'm a subscriber to DC Universe, which plays Titan and Young Justice and Doom Patrol. Well, they currently just uploaded all their comics to their streaming service, so you can read every DC comic up to 12 months before it's released. So I went back and started reading New 52 Aquaman last night by Jeff Johns. And I didn't realize that was the first time the trench was introduced. Right? I thought the trench was introduced years ago. So the trench that was introduced in the Aquaman was first introduced in New 52 Aquaman comic by Jeff Johns. So because, like I said, Warner Brothers wanted all new characters and all new villains for the first story arc. So what Scott Snyder did for Batman, he introduced the Court of Owls. And what the Court of Owls is, it's a secret society in Gotham that is run by all these like rich people and whatnot. And they're a secret society that lasted hundreds of years. Matt, I'll get to your super chat in 1 second. I got to answer this super chat question for Jackson. So the Court of Owls is a secret society from all these families that lived in Gotham for hundreds of years. And basically, it shows Batman, the guy who thinks he knows Gotham more than anybody, that he really doesn't know Gotham as well as he thinks he knows them. Right? Like the Court of Owls is all about family lineage and about, the first Waynes and all this stuff. And there's this one owl, this one owl hitman, and it's really intriguing because anytime you add a secret society or it's almost like the Illuminati. The Court of Owls is almost like the Illuminati in Gotham. And whenever you add something like that, it's very intriguing. If I'm telling you, sign up for the DC streaming service. You get the first month for free. They're not sponsoring this whatsoever, okay? They're not sponsoring. They never hit me up and say, hey, Rob, can you sponsor this? But get it. Sign up for the free trial. You can. I have a tablet, and I have it on there, and I read all my comics on my tablet. I have Marvel Unlimited for all my Marvel comics, and I have DC Universe for all my DC comics. So I really don't have to buy comic books ever again, because all my comics I need is on there. Get the streaming service, and go to New 52 Batman and read the first, I believe, 5 to 6 issues, which is the Court of Owls. It is fantastic. It's the Illuminati of Gotham. And it's just amazing, and I think it would work so well in a movie, but it would have to be the final movie of the trilogy. And if you do not want to sign up for DC streaming service, you can go to the nearest comic shop or Amazon.com. Just type in Batman Court of Owls, and it will be the very first trade paperback in that series, and you can read that. But so I hope I answered your question the best I can, 20 Jackson. I think it's a fantastic story, and it's definitely something more people should check out. Also, if you watch the DC animated movies, I believe it's Batman vs. Robin, the animated movie. That's actually the Court of Owls storyline. It should have been called Batman vs. Robin, the Court of Owls, because you would have no idea it's about the Court of Owls unless you watched the movie. So definitely check that out, Jackson. Got another super chat coming in from Mad1306. I don't know why you're so mad, bro. Why you so mad, bro? DC might be doing a reboot. They can recast Batman and Superman. Looks like they're being recast. Flash 2 can keep Gal Gadot because her Wonder Woman aged very slowly. So here's the thing. And I was talking to a couple people at MegaCon, a couple subscribers. And I was telling him about, how DC is really messing up, and it's not so much DC. I got to stop saying that. I can't say DC's messing up, because it's not DC that's messing up. It's Warner Brothers that's messing up. So I got to start being better about that, because people think I'm automatically hating on DC, and that's not the case. I very much like DC a lot. It's Warner Brothers that are making the mess ups. So we know Batman. We know Ben Affleck's officially out. He's come out officially and said he was out. We heard from Henry Cavill's agents and a bunch of people saying, look, even Warner Brothers came out in a statement like, look, we have no plans for Superman anytime soon. They couldn't even get Henry Cavill to come in for a cameo for Shazam. So Henry Cavill, by all likeliness, is out. Okay, Henry Cavill's gone too. As far as we know, Henry Cavill is gone. Well, last month, you remember on the channel, I did a video saying, Ezra Miller's gone, guys. Ezra Miller's gone. There was a script. The Flash movie has been through 5 or 6 different directors. It was supposed to be Flashpoint. It was supposed to be all this different thing, and they just kept changing the directors. Well, they finally got a director on. He wrote a script. The script was good. The studio liked the script. Ezra Miller didn't like the script. Okay? Ezra Miller's like, well, this is not what I was promised. I was promised something much darker, right? Because he got cast by Zack Snyder, right? So, of course, the original pitch was something much darker, because Zack Snyder's vision was much darker. Especially if you hear what Zack Snyder wanted to do with Justice League. It's insanely darker than what we got. And Ezra Miller's like, well, I'm not happy with this. I want to rewrite the script. So the studio's like, okay, Miller, you go ahead and rewrite the script. The problem with that is, this month, June, was it June or May? I can't remember if it was May or June. Ezra Miller's contract was up. The contract said if the movie is not in production, if they are not filming that movie by the end of May, it's over with. Okay? It's over. We're not even in June, right? We're still in May, right? January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, we're still in May. So it was the end of this month. If they don't start filming The Flash, Ezra Miller's contract is over. Now the studio could go ahead and renegotiate with Ezra Miller, but why? Why? If you're the studio, why would you renegotiate with Ezra Miller? Because, one, he's not happy with the script. You had the script. The director wrote the script. The director that you hired to direct Ezra Miller didn't like the script. Ezra Miller, you are the fucking actor. It is your job to fucking act on what is on the page. It's not your job to say, I don't like the script, I want to rewrite it myself. That is not what you do, Ezra Miller. And this might be something that's unfair, and people might not disagree with me. I think hands down, Ezra Miller was the worst thing about Justice League. He was awful. His jokes were awful. It felt like he was trying too hard to be funny. He was trying too hard to be Peter Parker from the MCU. And for some reason, I don't understand why he was gliding around like he was figure skating when he ran. Knees to elbows, son. That's how you run. Like this. Not like this. Like it's awful. And how come you can sit there and you can build this aerodynamic suit, right? You sit there and you tell Bruce, like, I built this aerodynamic suit and all this stuff, and you come up with the Speed Force and all that. Yet you can't think, you don't understand what brunch is, and every time you try to run, you're tripping over your goddamn feet. How the hell is the Flash tripping over his goddamn feet? You are the fucking Flash, son. Everything around you goes in slow motion. How are you tripping over your feet? He wasn't funny. He was awful. He was the worst fucking thing about the goddamn movie. I don't know what's worse, him or goddamn Steppenwolf. But I guarantee you, Steppenwolf don't trip over his fucking self. I hated Ezra Miller. I hated Ezra Miller in that movie. Nobody, he was not funny. The motherfucker, go back and watch Justice League. This motherfucker is going like he's swaying his hips around like he's a fucking supermodel. He's like, hey girlfriend, look at my ass. Like he was running like that. It's like when a CW budget, its Flash is superior in both visual effects and acting, there is a problem. Okay? There is a problem. Okay? I don't understand it. I don't know what they're doing. So Ezra Miller's contract is up at the end of this month. If they do not start filming The Flash by the end of this month, he is no longer Flash. And they're not going to renegotiate with him because this is the twinkle toe cocksucker that didn't like the goddamn script, which delayed the movie again. Plus, this son of a bitch is playing a huge part in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. So why even cast him as Flash? There are much better actors out there you can cast or cast as Barry Allen. Much better actors. I mean, you look at some of the actors out there. Look at some like we just talked about Nicholas Hoult, right? Nicholas Hoult could be a great Barry Allen. What's his name? Taylor Edgerton or whatever his name, the dude from Kingsman. He could be an awesome Flash. What about the dude that plays Quicksilver in the X-Men movies? He could be an awesome Flash. You know why? Because when Quicksilver runs, he doesn't look like he's fucking figure skating. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't. I would love Grant Gustin to be the Flash. Because whoever they cast for the Flash, everybody's going to be comparing him to Grant Gustin, right? Grant Gustin feels like a smart person who also has moments of being funny. He is charming. You feel for him when he is sad. Like Grant Gustin for sure is a much superior Flash than Ezra Miller. Like you don't see Grant Gustin going, I really I don't understand brunch. What is brunch? Is it breakfast? Is it lunch? Oh, hey, I got a slice of pizza. Oh, look at me, I'm gonna figure skate. And I'm just gonna push people. And then at the end of the movie, he's running. He's like, I sure hope this is north. Like you're a forensic scientist, motherfucker, and you don't know which way is north or south. Like really? Like how? Get Andrew Garfield. I'm pretty sure my boy Andrew Garfield wants to do some work. Okay? Get Andrew Garfield to come play Barry Allen. Like, all seriousness, guys. Like, the only way you're going to fix the DC is doing a complete Flashpoint reboot at this point. You can keep Gal Gadot. You can keep Jason Momoa, because that seems to be working. Zachary Levi, even though I don't like Shazam, I think it would work. But, yeah, you need to get rid of Ezra Miller for sure, and by the end of this month, it's officially going to be him gone anyway. Jesse Lopez comes in with a super chat and writes, they could write Ezra Miller off and use Wally West. They can, but at this point, look, I agree with you. They can absolutely do that. But at this point, people are going to start getting confused, right? Like say they do recast Superman, right? Well, we already know there's going to be a new Batman, so when people go see Batman, are they going to be like, is this part of the DC? Like, is this part of the Justice League Batman v Superman? Like, is he the same Batman? Like, is he young Ben Affleck? Oh, there's a new Superman. Oh, is that supposed to be Henry Cavill? What happened to Henry Cavill? Is this part of the Justice League universe? Is this, like how is this working? Oh, now we got Wally West. What happened to Barry Allen? What happened to Ezra Miller? Like, what did he ever find out what brunch was? I'm so confused. Does he know which way north is? So, yes, they can introduce Wally West, but there comes a point where you're just going to confuse your audience. And the thing is, we all follow comic books, right? We all follow comic books. We all follow comic book news, right? If you're a subscriber to this channel, you guys know I talk about comic news every single day. Okay? Every day I have some kind of comic book storyline going on. Maybe once in a while I'll put a Star Wars video on. But other than that, it's always superhero related stuff here, right? So we all follow the news together. We all know what's going on. The average person doesn't. Right? The average person doesn't follow behind the scenes shit. Right? My buddy Adam, right? Who's very much in this space, doesn't even know a half of what's going on in the news world. Right? Because I'll be sitting here talking to Adam, expecting him to know this stuff, and I'll say something, and he'll be like, are you shitting me? I'm like, Adam, don't you know this shit? You're in this space. So if someone like Adam, who's in this space, doesn't know, what do you think the average person knows? So you can't introduce Wally West because it makes no sense. We still haven't even seen Iris in this universe. They casted her. They casted the chick from Dope to play Iris. Guess what? Her scenes were cut from the movie of Justice League. And guess what? Thanks to Ezra Miller's sweet and sour chicken ass, we're not getting the Flash because he didn't like the script. So we might never see Iris. They might as well just recast Iris. I don't understand why they just don't open a fucking portal to hell and bring in the entire CW universe, because at least they have a connected universe. How the fuck does the CW have a better connected universe than a multi-billion-dollar franchise? Can someone please tell me that shit? Someone please tell me that shit. How the fuck is that even possible? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how this shit was run. I told everybody before that at least Sony had enough brains today or yesterday or whenever they decided to do this was say, hey, we're going to create our own Sony video game movie division. And it's going to have its own division outside of Sony. They're going to go do their own thing. Just like Marvel Studios is their own division, Lucasfilm is their own division, and all that. They got to do it. At some point, Warner Brothers has to shut the fuck up and just open a goddamn division. And stop letting these fucking people that don't know how to run shit because they're fucking stupid. They're fucking stupid. Hey, if I fucking stroke out, then my life is over with, so I don't care. Okay? I don't care at this point. But it drives me nuts. So anyway, let me get to this real quick, and then we'll go to the next topics or discussion, whatever you guys want to talk about. So, like I said earlier, if you guys are new to the discussion, if you guys just jumped into the stream, I opened up a P.O. box earlier today because a lot of my subscribers were asking for a P.O. box. So I opened one today. And the address is P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Once again, that's P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. That address will be in the description box of every video from this point forward. I have this P.O. Box for the next 6 months. If I get the fan mail that I'm hoping to get, I will extend it for another 6 months, for a whole year. But I wanted to see how things go before I actually committed to a whole year. My plan is, because a lot of people said, hey, Rob, get a P.O. box. We'll donate, use a super chat, use that money, get a P.O. box, we'll send you stuff. So if that happens, and if I get a decent amount of fan mail, on the weekends, I do want to do some fan mail unboxings here on the channel. I know a lot of big YouTubers do it. My buddy Cody Leach over at his channel does it. I enjoy watching Cody Leach do it. I think it's fascinating seeing mystery boxes open. And so if you want that address, once again, it is P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. The address will be in every description box. I have it set to default, so whatever video I upload from this day forward, the address will be in that description box, so you guys can check that out. Let me get something to drink here. I'm driving myself insane here. Fucking Lucifer's super chat still showing up. Hey, look, I can't promise anything about me stroking out. My health ain't all that good. I've been trying to go back on a diet, but of course, since I've been on vacation, I couldn't really eat right. But I'm going to jump back on that and start juicing on Friday. But if I stroke out and become a vegetable and I don't have no brain function, I already told Autumn to pull the plug and just kill me. I don't care at this point. At least I don't have to go back to work. Let me just go to fucking oblivion at this point. I really don't care. I've seen Endgame. At this point, I honestly don't care how episode 9 ends. If I stroke out, just let me die. Let me be in peace at this point. I don't care. That might be a fucked up thing to say, but when you really don't care about your life, then I honestly do not care. So if I stroke out, at least I just be in peace. So, and then I don't have to worry about people signing petitions and shit anymore. It sucks. No my luck. I'll stroke out, die, end up going to hell for all of eternity where people just sign petitions all day. I'll probably be the guy who has to check all the petitions. That's my fucking, my future hell. Or they're going to have like fucking troll YouTube channels on 24/7 or some shit like that. But I don't know. It's crazy. I don't even have a video topic for tomorrow ready. I honestly don't. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, what the hell am I even going to talk about tomorrow? I'm like, what the hell am I going to talk about? And I have no idea who I'm going to talk about. I'll find something to talk about. But, I got to get up early tomorrow because I got to go down to the DMV and get the title of my old car so I can go give it to the guy who's junking my car because he can't junk without the title. Like, I seriously just want to sit home and lay around the house all day. I think I might go see John Wick. Batman needs his little buddy. Yeah, he's going to get his little buddy, hopefully in that third film if they fucking do it right. Unless, they'll sign one angry that you stroked out. Yeah, I doubt anybody gives a shit if I stroke out, but thanks for the sentiment anyway. I just hope Lucifer is down in hell with me, giving me super chats to keep me going. Yeah, so how long have we been streaming for? About an hour. Man, it hasn't even felt like an hour. It felt like just, about 30 minutes. But yeah, wow. But yeah, it was the same day today. I got up, had to go pay some bills, had to go to the bank, take money out to put back in the rent. Then I was gonna go look for a spare tire, and I didn't. And then I went and got a PO box, and it's been a whole thing, man. Like, I have not really rested all weekend, and it's just insane. It's insane. So yeah, I don't know. Uh, Kenny, that's actually a pretty good topic. I just don't know how well it's gonna do in views. I think I might try to hit because right now the Batwoman video is doing real well. I almost got 20 subscribers today just for that video. Hold on, I want to check and see how it's doing. But I almost got 20 why do I keep wanting to say 20,000? I got about 20 subscribers today just on that video, and it's sitting at about 5,300 views. So I might try to do like something on that. I want to try to strike while the iron's hot. But I always do my live discussions where I talk about other stuff, So if I don't hit a good topic, we can talk about it tomorrow night when I live stream. But yeah. Petition organizer, that's fucked up. It'll probably be true. Probably true, man. I'll be honest with you. It's like sometimes I'm like, I just don't give a fuck no more. I really don't. I bought these fucking headphones today, right? Right? And, I need them because so when I'm at work, I can put something in my ear and listen to my Audible books. And they're like $60 headphones, but FYE had them on sale for $22, right? And I like them a lot, but the problem is it's like weird because they don't want to, like, I don't think they're charging sometimes, and it's just weird how, like, I don't know, it's just weird how this thing goes, but I don't know, man. It's like someone's got like marijuana in this thing or something, but it's like headphones. I don't know, it's weird. But I take it that red light means it's fucking charging, but I don't know. Neither here nor there. I don't even know why I even brought that up, but yeah. Oh, let me tell you about this fucked up story today. Right? Let me tell you about this fucked up story. So I haven't been to the comic shop in about a month, right? Now, I always go to this one comic shop. It's my main comic shop. I've been a subscriber to that comic shop for about 10 years, right? I've been a subscriber to them for 10 years, right? I know the staff there, know everybody, they know me. They know, like, my personal life and stuff like that. I like, you walk in there, it's like, Rob, sort of like cheers with Norm, right? So I haven't been there in a month because I only go, like, once a month because I live, like, an hour away for it. So it's like a 2-hour trip, like an hour there, an hour back to go to the comic shop. So I only go once a month to pick up my books. So since I got my YouTube money today, I went and got my P.O. box, and then I went over and got my sub. So I walk into the place, and there's this blonde girl there working behind the desk. And I stop for a second, I look around, and then I'm like, whatever, and I keep walking. And there's another blonde girl sorting out comics on my right. And it's a pretty small comic shop, right? It's a pretty small store, right? And I'm looking, I'm like, and then the girl behind the counter is like, hi, how can I help you? And the first thing comes to my mind was like, I'm used to coming in all the time and people going, hey, Rob, how you doing? I got your books for you, right? For 10 years, hey, Rob, how you doing today? I walk in there and like, hi, what can I do for you? I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, I'm Rob. I'm Robert Storms. Like, don't talk to me. Give me my fucking books. So I went up to her. I'm like, I'm here to pick up my subs. Oh, what's your last name? I'm sort of looking like, are these motherfuckers being serious right now? So I'm like, my last name is Storms. So they give me my stack of comics. I'm feeling super awkward at this point. Like, I feel like I just walked into the Twilight Zone. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And it's not even Wednesday, right? Wednesday's tomorrow, but this other blonde girl, she's sorting out all the comics for tomorrow, which is supposed to be done either after closing hours or before opening hours. You're not supposed to do that in the middle of the day because she completely blocked off the entire Marvel Comics section, right? So, I'm like, excuse me, miss, can you move your ladder so I can check out these books? So I went over there and I seen they had some variant covers of Black Cat and Black Widow. I'm like, well, I want to pick these books up because I like the covers. Because a lot of times Like I said, I don't buy Marvel books anymore other than Spider-Man because I have Marvel Unlimited and I have DC Universe, so I don't buy those titles anymore. But I'm a Spider-Man fan. I continue to collect Spider-Man. But if I see a good cover, I'll pick them up like these, like these. These are all variant covers that I'll see and I'll pick up randomly. Well, they had a Black Widow and Black Cat one, Black Cat being one of my favorite characters of all time. I'm like, well, I want to pick that up. And so I pick it up. She moves for me. I go to the front counter. I'm like, so where's Katrina at? Right? So she tells me Katrina's no longer with the company. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that seems very sudden. Because it was Katrina working there, and then this other gentleman, I don't remember his name, but he only worked there for like maybe 3 or 4 months, so I really didn't get to know him that well. But Katrina was the main manager of the store, and before her, it was Edward. Edward's been there since I was going to the Coliseum, and then Edward got promoted to like the district manager of that section, and Katrina took over as manager. So I'm like, well, where's Katrina at? Oh, she's no longer with the company. Didn't tell me what happened. Didn't tell me she quit or she got fired. Nothing. Right? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, where's everybody else? And then the girl's like, well, we are now in charge of the store. I'm looking, I'm like, who the fuck are you? You look like the fucking Olsen twins. Right? And I'm like, so where the fuck is Edward? I told her that. I'm like, where the fuck is Edward? Right? Is Edward at least still over this section? Right? And she's like, as of now. She's like, Edward's wife just got promoted up north. He's moving to up north soon. I'm like, so Katrina's gone. No warning. No one tells me what's going on. Edward, who I've been going there for, and look, I live much closer to another comic shop. Okay? I live much closer to another comic shop, but I take the 2-hour drive because I feel connected to those people. Right? I've been with Edward for almost a decade. And, I've been with Katrina for at least, 3 to 4 years now. So I feel almost like loyal to them. It's like, it's their shop. They make me feel comfortable there. I want to go to their shop, right? So then I get there and you have Mary Kate and fucking Ashley Olsen there telling me that Katrina's no longer with the company and Edward's wife's getting promoted. He's moving up north. So I'm like, I looked at Autumn. I'm like, I went back in the car. Autumn's out in the car. I'm like, I don't know if I want to fucking stay at this comic shop no more. I'm like, it's a 2-hour drive to get here. An hour there, an hour back. I'm like, they weren't rude, but they weren't friendly either. It wasn't like, hey, I remember when Katrina first got there, she was like, hey, I'm working here, and all this stuff. And I got to know Katrina and whatnot. Cause I remember the first time I met Katrina, I wasn't a big fan of hers because the books came in late. I was waiting for the next issue of Invincible, and she's like, look, this ain't going to be ready until later on this afternoon. I'm like, well, look, I need that issue of Invincible. I don't live around here. I live like an hour away. I can't come back later. So she gave it to me, and that was like the first time I kind of met Katrina. And, these girls come in, they don't introduce themselves. They don't say, hi, my name is Mary Kay and Ashley. We're now taking over the store and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I feel awkward in a store that I spent more time in than these two broads. It's like, I spent more time in this store than these two chicks, and I'm the one that feels awkward. It's insane. It's like, you ever have that feeling when you invite a guest over to stay with you? Like whether you invite your family over for the weekend or something, and it's your house, but you automatically feel like you're the outsider now. That's how I felt. It's like, this is my house, right? This is where I come. This is my sanctuary, and I feel awkward because I don't know who Mary Kay and Ashley is. I don't know what happened to Katrina. I don't know what's going on with Edward. No one sent me an email. No one told me anything. I come in, and they don't say hi. They don't introduce themselves. They say, oh, what do you need? I'm like, I want my fucking subs, bitch. That's what I want. So, and not only that, they have this membership program there, right? They have this membership program. You get a stamp card. For every $10, you get a stamp. Okay? Also, for every, $10 or something, you get a back issue book, right? Which looks like Monopoly money. It's like Monopoly money with like a superhero figure on it instead of a president, right? And then you can use the back issue money to do what it says, to buy back issues. So if I want to get like Spider-Man issue 455 and it's $5 in the back issue bin, I can use $5 back issue money to get it rather than spend $5, right? So I go up there and I get my subs, and I'm just sitting there. I'm not mad, but I feel awkward. And she's like, she's running through the thing and all this stuff. She's like, "Do you have a stamp card?" I'm like, "Yes, I have a fucking stamp card. Here's my stamp card." So she finishes it, and then she goes to give me another card. I'm like, "Don't give me another card. I have another half one right here." I'm like, "I want to use this full card. I want you to fill up this card." So she does that. Then I leave, and halfway home, I realized she didn't give me no back issue money, right? So I spent all this money picking up my subscription. I spent like $45-$50 picking up my subscription, and I didn't even get my back issue money. Okay, I like to save up my back issue money so I can buy some key books. That's how I pick up some of my books. So I was like, no, they will. No. So I ended up going to the Coliseum in Kissimmee, right, which is about a 40-minute drive rather than an hour drive to the other store I've been going to. So it saves me about maybe 15 minutes. So round trip probably saves me about an hour or 30 minutes. So if it takes me 2 hours to go to the other store, this one probably takes me about an hour and a half. So I save about 30 minutes to an hour going to the other one. So I went there and I told him, I'm like, how hard would it be for me to cancel my subscription at this other store and transfer it here? And they asked me, well, why you want to do that? I'm like, well, I've been going to the other store for over 10 years. I'm like, I was friends with Katrina and Edward. I go in today. I found out that they're no longer with the company. No one told me anything. I come in. I feel awkward. I'm thinking about transferring it over here. They're like, well, you can do that, but you have to go to the other store and have them transfer. So I'm going to give it a month. Maybe 2 trips. I'll give it 2 trips. I'll go there and see if they remember who I am. I don't expect them to remember me on the second one. But by the third time, I expect them to at least remember me somewhat. And I want them to have my subs right. And I want them to get my back issue money. And if I have to leave the second time and I have to remind them to give me back issue money, then I'm either going to call corporate or I'm just going to cancel my subs altogether. Because I've been thinking for a while now just canceling comic books altogether. Because I've really been doing digital comics lately. I used to go spend almost $100 every time I go to the comic shop on subscriptions. And now I really don't do that. It's like I said, I canceled all my Marvel and DC stuff because I have Marvel Unlimited that has the entire Marvel library up to 6 months to its release. DC Universe did the same thing, has all the DC comics up to 6 months of its release. So I don't need Marvel DC comics. Image Comics, if I have to, I can buy Walking Dead digitally. Because I don't collect Walking Dead anyway, because about 2 years ago I stole my entire Walking Dead collection. So I keep getting every time I get the books, I just give them back after I read them. I sell them off after I read them. So really only Saga is the one I would keep and I would want physically, but I can always order that offline, I guess. But I could do it digitally. So I don't know. At one point I'm thinking cancel it. Because I used to love going to the comic shop. It was time for me to relax and kind of be with my fellow geeks and whatnot. But I didn't feel like part of the place. You know what I mean? I felt like an outsider when I went in. But yeah, I kind of wanted to share that story with you guys because it really bugged the hell out of me when I got there. Really bugged the hell out of me. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm looking at something. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap this thing up. I mean, if you guys want to fire in more questions, I'll let a few more questions come in. I know there's a little delay here, so I'll wait a few minutes. But I'm going to wait. You guys can fire in some final questions. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because we've been streaming for over an hour. We had a lot of great discussions tonight. Once again, I can't do this without you guys. So while you guys are throwing in your final questions, if you guys want to throw your final questions in, just want to take this time once again to let you guys know that I have a P.O. box. You guys wanted it. I got it. P.O. Box is Robert Storms, P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida, 33882. Once again, that's P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida, 33882. This address will be in the description of this video and every other video uploaded after today. And I do plan on doing fan unboxings once I start getting stuff in regularly. So, Valhalla comes in with a super chat. Catch the Boys live action trailer. It's okay in my opinion. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. What's the Boys? What's Catch the Boys? I have no idea, Valhalla, what you're even talking about right now. You're completely just talking in Spanish to me or Chinese or something. Let me see if I can find it. The Boys. I have no idea what you're talking about. The Boys. The Boys trailer. What is it? I have no idea what it is. Amazon trailer. What property is it from? Obviously, it's superhero related. I've never seen this in my life. It's on Amazon. Oh, fuck it. It's like what was it, like 2 minutes? Let's go ahead and watch to see what it's about. Well, let's see what this is about. This is trailer 2 I'm watching.
People love superheroes.
Carl Urban, so that's good. Is that Jenna Malone?
One of the world's greatest superheroes. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. Huh? Who's up for that? That's where I come in.
Come in to do what?
Heart of a lion, fire inside me plays like a siren.
Spare you, Boston.
Look at the beast, no, I can't keep silent.
How do you spank a superhero?
It's my time, your time is expiring.
Bang.
Sweat and tears, I conquer my fears. You ready to fly now?
Boom. Cool. Cool.
Hands in the crowd.
I don't know. July 26th. I don't know. That trailer didn't sell me on it. It kind of looks like to me. If you ever seen Powers, I remember when PlayStation 4 first came out, they were really pushing Powers, which was created by Michael Bendis. And I really liked a few of the episodes, and I just kind of fell off on it. And I just don't know if I'm going to be interested in this. For some reason, when I see superheroes that are like almost like knockoff, like I seen in the trailer, one guy stretched his arm. I'm like, that's fucking Mr. Fantastic knockoff. You have your Superman knockoff. You have your Batman knockoff. You have your Wonder Woman knockoff. I really don't like knockoff characters. It's really amazing how I'm so into Invincible, because Invincible is basically Superman meets Dragon Ball Z. And I'm really surprised I'm in Invincible so much, and I can't wait for Invincible to come out in the animated show. But this, I don't know, man. It's sort of like Umbrella Academy. It's like, why would I watch Umbrella Academy when I can just watch X-Men? You know, why watch Umbrella Academy when I can watch X-Men? You know, it's like, why would I watch The Boys? I can just watch Justice League. It's probably gonna be better than Justice League, but that's sort of the mentality I have. You know, it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not really, you know what I mean, right? It's like, it is what it is. I don't see anything all that special about it. But see, I will do this. I will give it the benefit of the doubt, and I will watch the first episode. I will watch the first episode because I will always give something one try. I remember when I was watching Legion, right? I was like, I don't know, man. This thing looks kind of trippy and shit. I don't know if I'm going to be into it. And everybody's like, oh, it's so good. I remember the big man, John Schnepp, was like, oh, it's so good. I love Legion. And I watched the first episode. I was like, okay. Watched the second episode, okay. Watched the third episode, okay. Fourth episode, I'm like, I'm done. Almost like Doom Patrol. Love the first episode. Liked the second episode. Third episode sucked. Fourth episode sucked. I'm done. Titans was the only show that I hated that I watched all the way through. I just think that was me being hopeful that it would eventually get good, and it didn't. But anyway, so well, guys, that's all I have for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to the live stream. Thank you all for donating using Super Chat. Once again, if you guys don't do Super Chat, this channel won't thrive. That's just the way it is. Like, this channel thrives on you guys. People like Fahala, like Lucifer, Walter, and the guys that come in every day and they throw in their super chats to help support the channel. Like I said, you don't have to give super chats to support the channel, but that does help me. But you guys can just support the channel by clicking that subscribe button, clicking that like button every day, and watching the videos every single day, because those views help out so much. But honestly, guys, thank you all so much for coming out for the live discussions. I love doing these live discussions because sometimes in a 5-minute video I do every day, I don't really get to talk about all the stuff I want to talk about. And you guys participating in the live discussions, sending your 2 cents in, your questions in, it really keeps the discussion lively and going. And hopefully one day I'll have a co-host, guys. Hopefully one day I can get Chris over here or someone else like Adam. Maybe I'll have a co-host. But thank you guys so much for all your Super Chat donations and all your support. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion. Good night, everybody.